Hi everybody, this is Josua from FutureMorphs with a new podcast episode and of course a new guest as well. As you see him on the big screen, this is Robbert-Jan Compier. I've known him for 16, 17 years or something like that probably.
About that, yeah.
Something like that. And that's because he's from the same city as me, and years and years ago he bought some reticulated pythons at a reptile shop, and I was thinking about getting them as well. And back then you still had reptile forums. They died, of course, with Facebook and social media. But I sent him a message. I said, let me see your snakes. And he said, well, come over. And basically we never stopped hanging out. So, and he's a big-time boa breeder now, I guess.
Yeah.
They say I'm a big-time corn snake breeder. So if that's the case, then you're a big-time boa breeder as well. So.
Yeah.
So maybe you can tell a bit about how you started keeping snakes, or what do you keep, or what did you breed, or stuff like that.
Yes, I started to keep boas in 2002, so 18 years now, and I breed them now for about 14 years. I kept a lot of reptiles, not only boas, but also reticulated pythons, some other pythons, some iguanas, chameleons, agamas. Also work in a reptile shop, also in Tilburg, the chameleon. I have a lot of experience with reptiles over there, reptiles, amphibians, invertebrates, and things like that. But always, boas is the kind of species that started the passion for me. And they never get away from my collection. I always expand with boas, and now they are the only species I own, with some 3 boas, but also boas. So that's the main thing I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are sitting in your snake room, as people can see.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many snakes?
I give tour. Wait. I give you a little tour around so you have an idea what I have over here. Over here are the big cages with Arabtech. They are 1 meter and 20 centimeters wide and 70 deep. Here are the smaller Arabtech cages for the males. The bigger ones are for the females. Over here we have the one of the baby racks for the just born baby boas. Small kitchen with a sink for cleaning and fill the water bowls. Next to it, a little bit larger rack with fishing V28.
Mm-hmm.
And over here is the also a rack for some smaller males and smaller females. So that's basically the room.
Yeah, and people probably, it's difficult to see how big the last tubs you've shown, but they are like really big. They're much bigger than the V70 tubs or something. They're really wide.
70, 80 centimeters deep and about 40 centimeters wide, so not very small.
No, they're pretty big. Okay, and you only have boa constrictors in this room?
Yeah, only boa constrictors. That's the most easy thing, to keep one species in one room, so you can keep the temperature as good as possible for that animal. So I keep the room at night temperatures of 23, 24 degrees. And day temperatures about 26 degrees. In summer times, a little bit more, a little bit hotter, and in winter times, sometimes a little bit colder. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I have the same with the corn snakes. I used to keep 20 different species in the same room, and it's just not convenient. It's every animal has its own temperatures and stuff like that, so it's easier just to keep one species to manage it. So.
Yes, when I just moved into this house and make this room, I also had a group of hognose snakes. And I also made a rack for them and to breed them. But it was too warm because of the boas. They have too high night temperatures and actually too high day temperatures. So only infertile eggs. So they don't do well with high temperatures. So decided to sell them and only go on with the boa constrictors. Yes.
Yeah, that's easiest. Well, we saw a lot of cages, of course. Do you? I know you also kept localities and subspecies of boa constrictor. Are you more focused now on just morphs, or do you keep a little bit of everything, or what do you? What's your end goal?
Only one type of locality I still have. That is the longicauda. I think I can show it. One moment. It's the one I still own. Here is the female. She's probably pregnant. And I also have the male over here.
Oh, that's a good way to lay, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well,
that's very good.
We never said boas are smart snakes, so the longicauda male just proved he's... Oh, and by the way, if people are thinking why is the image so shocking and stuff, it's via Skype again, of course, because we are still at lockdown, so I can't visit Robbert-Jan, so we do it via Skype, just for everybody who didn't see it already. So, I know, because of course I know you and I follow you on Facebook, but I know that you had some babies already this year.
Yes. The first 2 litters are born this year. The first litter was the best of the 2. It contains one super sun dragon, a super Hypo blood albino. So that was pretty nice. And I had a litter with square tail, motley, Hypo, and albino in it. But I will show you in a minute. That's no problem.
Yeah. And how many litters, I guess, do you hope to have this year? How many females?
I expect about 10 litters in total, I think.
Okay.
Yes, I still have 8 animals pregnant. 7 of them are really big pregnant, so they must have babies this year. Only one that I doubt about, and that's the longicauda female, because she is behaving different than normal. Don't have the feeding response she always has. So she is more calm. So that intends that she is pregnant, but I don't know sure. She is not very big as the other animals I have that are pregnant. So that one is a little bit of a surprise. But I think, about 10 litters this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and for people who maybe don't know you or just follow me for corn snakes, breeding corn snakes is so much easier than breeding boas. For instance, if I have 20 females I want to breed, 19 probably will lay eggs, maybe even 20, but something like that. If you have 20 females, how many females will lay in a good year, like on average?
Back in the past, when I wasn't that experienced, I have about 20 females, and then I think I am lucky when I have 4 or 5 litters. If I have 20 females now, I think I can have about 12 to 14 litters. But yeah, that's only with more experience came more pregnant females. But it also depends on the males. It also depends on the weight of the females. In the past, I think it was possible to breed 2 females with 1 male all the time. But yeah, if you're lucky, it's possible. But the best thing to do is 1 male, 1 female. And if you do that and you keep them together for a few months, and you separate them once in a while for eating and things like that, you have more success than rotate the males with different females. But that's my experience. Yeah.
Okay.
So if I have 20 females, but I don't have 20, but I have. This year it was a good year. I think I have 14 possible pairings, 14 female. So there are, I think, 10 pregnant. So yeah, that's pretty well for
that's good odds.
boas.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to. I did breed some boas in the past, but never. Also, if I had like 6 females and maybe 1 or 2 would be become gravid and have good babies. Sometimes you get slugs, of course, as well. So it's not as easy as breeding corn snakes, you guys. So yeah.
And also not easy as ball pythons and things like that.
No, but let's make some people unhappy, and let's agree that ball pythons are not the best snakes to keep and breed, right?
To breed, they are good animals to breed.
Yeah, they're easy, but they're boring. Yeah. They're boring.
Yeah.
Boas are way better, I guess.
A little bit boring, yeah. Boas are more for more challenging to breed and keep. That's true.
That's true. Yeah, I agree. And you said you had the Sun Dragon clutch. What was the? Oh, can you show me some of the babies?
I show you some of the babies. I don't start with the Sun Dragon right away because that's a little bit of a spoiler.
Yes, let's build up some tension for the people so they keep watching.
Build it up for the last. We start with a super hypo possible head albino and blood. Here it is. And very nice. Already have very much color on the sides, and we call it a super hypo. I can explain it. It's the difference between a hypo and a super hypo. Does the tail. The normal hypo has black circles around the tip of the tail, and the super hypo doesn't. So these are pretty super hypo tails with no black circles on the on the ends of the tail. Yeah,
no, you can see. And also, I guess the overall color is much lighter than a normal hypo.
Yeah, it's much lighter. Yeah, but I know they are all super hypos because mother and father both are super hypos. So yeah. I have also some super sun glows possible head blood. They're also very nice. It's a little bit hard here with coloration because of the light. Maybe if you see them in natural light,
that helps. Yeah, and also the camera is or like Skype has issues, but this is looking good. You can see the pinkish sides and stuff really well.
Sides.
So,
yeah. I have there were 4 sun glows in the litter, but 3 males, 1 female. But 1 male died in the first week, so I now have 2 males and 1 female left. But 1 pair of sun glows will stay with me.
Okay.
They don't go away.
Well, even if they turn out not to be head blood, then you still have a super sun glow, so that's not bad at all to have. So.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I have super hypo blood.
Yeah, here it starts getting a little bit more interesting for the boa people, I guess. So, for everybody, for me as well, but that's
very red.
And with the really dark eyes, it's...
Yes, black eyes and very red sides. The top of the animal, it's very nice. Also the tail. Oh, wants to get away. Then that one is, they are very nice. There are, how many bloods are in the litter? Oh, there are 5 super hypo bloods in this litter.
Mm-hmm.
And all males. So I keep, I think, 2 of them. So some are for, some will come up for sale.
Okay.
And so on. They are very nice, very nice. It's the first time I bred bloods by myself. I have some bloods. They are purchased or from someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first time I bred them, and they are great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't keep them all for myself. Yeah.
And what do you wanna? What do you want to add in the future with the blood? Because now you have the super sun glow in it, but do you think there's some more combinations that could work?
Good question. I I had a litter from last year that was a super Sunglow jungle female with a berry blood male. And they gave me some very nice salmon jungles, double head, albino and blood. And they are very nice to see. I can show you. I also have them. They are not as friendly as this litter. So I show them. I don't pick them up because they will attack me. They want to kill me.
And
this is nice.
And that's the difference. If you keep corn snakes like me, I don't mind getting bit. If you keep boas, you do mind getting bit because they bite so much harder. So
yes.
And of course, I'm such a tough guy. That also helps.
That's also. You live in Tilburg North and survive there your entire life. So that's you can handle something. Yeah.
I live in the good part of Tilburg North.
Yes.
Only good people here.
I would tell that to other people. Yeah.
Okay, but I guess jungle makes them a little bit brighter as well. So that could be.
Yeah, and pattern-wise, they will be great. But what I also want to make is, this is the Sun Dragon, the Hypo with, this one is super Hypo with blood and albino. But I want to make the normal red dragon, so only albino and blood. Okay. Because maybe they will be more nice to look when they are growing up.
Okay.
For adult. So that's also what I want, but then maybe with jungle in it. But it's not an end goal, but I also want to bred the normal red dragon, not only the sun dragon.
Well, so, and I guess the good thing is with the Hypo jungles, you just have one Hypo and one jungle copy, so you will also get normals from it as well. So.
Yes, that's that's good. Yeah, and I show you. Wait, the sun dragon.
Okay, I'll wait.
Wait.
I don't have an option.
This is this box isn't shed from that litter, so, and you can already see him. He's glowing in the dark, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it also has like the oily glow of a recent born baby.
Oily, but the first shed.
But damn, that's just. You can see some pattern on it, but it's basically just all bright orange and.
Yes. It's a shame that we didn't have how you call it, a European football competition, because it was a nice mascot for the Dutch the Dutch footballers. Yeah. More orange than this isn't possible in a snake, I think.
No, well, it would be difficult.
Yeah.
And that eye is like, because the normal bloods have like the black eye, but now with the albino it's like, I don't know, dark orange or something.
Yeah. Also with the not shed department, we have I think the nicest blood of the litter, but it's hard to say because it's need to shed. But it's very red, very nice one. I think when this came out of shed, it is also a keeper, but we need some more patience with
it. When you look at a baby boa and you are deciding, should I keep it or how cool will it be? Do you look at just color or also pattern, or what is it that you look for? Because I know with corn snakes, with the red factor stuff, a red factor snow as a baby is just a nice looking snow. But because I hatched them for years and years, I can see, this will become really pink and this will be like, maybe just a little bit okay. So how do you select which ones you want to keep?
Depends on the line I have. I have my own Cubes salmon line. That's a line that was originally started about 10 years ago with Cubes pastel bred with a salmon to get Cubes salmons, and that's on increasing color on the salmons. Of course, from that litter, I only keep the most colorful ones. But when you breed on pattern, striped animals and things like that, you keep back the animals that are that have the best pattern. So it depends on the litter. This one with Sun Dragon and the red stuff. I kept the most colorful ones.
Okay.
So with the most bright red sides and get more color in it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and
it's hard. Sometimes it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and people ask me with corn snakes a lot. Then they see a baby and they think, "Oh, does it stay like this?" And then I say, "No. The first year or 1.5, it will change quite a bit." And it's the same with boas, right? Yeah. Especially the pastels and. Yeah. But also albinos, and they change so much in the first year or 2 years. So,
I can show you an example with an albino leopard. I bred my first albino leopards in 2015. It was just a litter to get albino leopards as soon as possible because I want them and I needed them for my breeding plans. So the first albino leopard I bred wasn't really selective bred. It was only just to get an albino leopard. But I can show you now because that one is now 5 years old, but it's almost completely turned out white.
Yeah, just white with a little bit of yellowish.
Yellow in the head and red eyes. Still a very nice animal. But I have an albino leopard from last year. A little bit of selective breeding. And this one, come over here, is...
Oh, yeah, that's...
Very nice in the coloration.
Yeah.
Also on the side.
It's like pink and orange and bright yellow and almost like a minty or lime green on the diamonds on the sides.
Yeah, yeah.
And is that...
So that's
is it
example and also... Huh?
No, yeah, go ahead.
Also have 2 females of the same line of selective bred albino leopards. They're also very nice. From last year. These are 2019 animals.
Okay.
A very nice coloration on them. So.
Yeah, you can see the pattern much better than on the big first one, the 5-year-old male.
Yeah. And it's also when they grow up, of course, the coloration of boas is turning a little bit down. There will be a little bit more pale than when they are babies. But with some selective breeding, they can keep a lot of color and a lot of pattern when they grow up.
Okay.
So that's real importance with selective breeding. Yeah.
And people will definitely want to know: do you use the Kaal albino or the sharp albino line?
I only use the Kaal albino, and that's because I didn't. Yeah, sharp is a nice albino line, but I have only limited space, so you have to limit yourself to to only one strain, because 2 strains of albino will take too much room in over here. Yeah.
I agree. Okay, and you talked about that you had a second clutch this season as well.
Yeah. I show it.
Are they? They were born a little bit later, so are they shed yet or not?
No, didn't shed yet. Okay. I think the first one will shed in maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, but not yet. But I show it. Wait, they are still together. Because when they are just born and need to be shed, they are together in one box. These are
the Motleys?
Hypo Motleys.
Yeah. Okay.
Or Hypo Motleys, possible head albino. Some of them should be square tail, but good luck finding them.
Yeah, that will be difficult.
Very hard to see. I expected some more of the square tail gene within it, because the square tail a little bit fades with this litter. So I hope there are square tails in it, but I don't really know.
Okay. Well, and square tail is a little bit of a stupid name, because a square tail boa doesn't just have a square pattern on the tail. It's also much more colorful and
much more bright. For example, I have two hypos in this box. This one and this one. And you see the difference between right and left. Left is more clean and more, I think, will be more colorful.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of the black speckling that the right one has.
Yes, and so it could be possible the left one is square tail and the right one isn't. But I don't know for sure. Yeah, I have to wait at least one shed, maybe some more sheds. Also, an example with motley. I have on the right here, I have a normal motley. And on the left, I have what I think could be a square tail motley. Yeah. But also with this one, I don't know for sure.
Yeah, the pattern is a little bit more funky. Like.
Yeah. This one has some lines on the sides. This one hasn't. This is more classic motley.
Yeah, just like from head to tail,
different.
Yeah.
I can't explain what, but they are different. So it could be possible that that this is the difference between the square tail and the not square tail animals. But it's not as bright or as easy to see as normal other mutations. Yeah. It's a little bit harder to see. Yeah.
Okay, and what is maybe the Sun Dragon was the best clutch you expected, but what is from the other females one of the best pairings you hoping to get?
I have a blood female had Nicaragua T+ pregnant from T+ Salmon Jungle Nicaragua. So that is a litter that I'm looking forward to. Because I want to make some T+ bloods, and T+ blood jungles and things like that. But this is the first year the female wants to breed with the male, because I tried it last year, but the male refused to breed the female. So this year it's finally done. The blood female is pregnant. She's very big. There are definitely some good babies in it. So looking forward to that litter. Also have this one. Wait, I will show you. That's. Here I have a very big double head T+ leopard female.
Okay.
So she is normal head T+ head leopard, and I bred her with motley head T+ head leopard.
Okay.
And I have done two identical pairings. So this one and one with her sister, and also did it with two brother males. So two identical litters that I'm looking forward to create how you call it, a T+ blackberry, I think. Yes. Yeah. So that's how you call it. But to keep it easy, motley leopard T+. Yeah.
That could be cool as well.
Yes, and two litters to have it, because it's a chance of 1 out of 32.
Yeah.
So
that sucks.
I need some babies to hit that one. Yeah.
Well, at least you were lucky with the first litter with the Sun Dragon or the Super Sun Dragon. So at least you got one.
That was a chance of 1 of 16, and there was only one in 19 babies. There were 19 babies in that litter. 2 of them born dead. There was a bit of a fun story.
Sounds like a fun story. No.
Yeah, I smell it. They were born because baby boas give a certain smell in your room. You can smell if a female delivered some babies. But the first thing I saw was outside of the hiding place, the two dead babies. So I thought, shit, there is bad litter coming. So I lift up the height of the female, and over there it was the first one I saw was the sun dragon alive, and also the rest, everything was alive. So only the two dead babies were outside of the hiding place. So it was a bit of a strange story. But it was a relief to see that the rest of the litter was good.
Okay, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Well, fingers crossed for the other clutches as well, that you hit some good stuff. Well, maybe if some more babies are born, we can do a part 2. In the meanwhile, if people have seen some cool stuff and they want to reach you or contact you to buy something or have questions about boas, how can they reach you the best way?
In 2 ways. They can reach out on Facebook, just by my name, Robbert-Jan Compier or R.J. Compier, or my website, that's rjcompier.nl.
And if
so
people
maybe you should place a link in your description or something.
I will. And also, if you, what is it, your right, I don't know, but tip point, no, a little bit down. There, if people can see there where Robbert-Jan is pointing, that's his banner and his website. So, if you see,
yes, yeah.
If you see that sign, you know you have the right one. So, contact him for any boa questions. He knows a lot, he has a lot, and he answers a lot as well, I guess. So.
Yes. I try to answer as much as possible, but not at 12 in the night.
No, I have the same. People should wait just a little bit for an answer. That's not a big thing. Well, okay. Well, for everybody watching still, because we're over half an hour already. Thanks for watching, of course. Hopefully we can do a part 2 with Robbert-Jan, but also if you maybe have a cool story of some or nice snakes you want to show or other reptiles, send me a message and we will set up a Skype call and we have you on the podcast as well. And if you want to follow me, just go to FutureMorphs, but you are on my YouTube page already, so that will be you will find me. Anything to add for now, Robbert-Jan?
No, I think it was clear.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, well, great. Thanks for being on my podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, see you.
Thanks. Bye.